What's up, Buttercup? I'm Pam Barnes, marketing expert.
And I'm Hannah Cox, business strategist.
And this is the Go Getter Gals podcast,
where everyday gals grow together and you'll find resources to help you grow personally and professionally.
Hey gals! Today I want to talk about the 5 stages of growth. This is something that can apply to growing your business or doing anything worth doing, honestly. And I'll give a couple of examples along the way. But if you are in the space of reading nonfiction, business development books, or self help books, then you've probably heard of some version of this concept. One of the most popular versions of this concept is called the dip, and it's something that Seth Godin talks about as that long, challenging period of frustration between starting a new endeavor and achieving mastery. And that sounds pretty daunting. I like to say the 5 stages of business or the 5 stages of growth because I don't think it always has to be really long. I think sometimes it can be. But let me go through some examples of it. This is a concept that I have shared with every one of my clients along the years. It's super important to have awareness of this process if you're a business owner especially, but as you do anything worth doing, because a lot of people will quit halfway through this process, not realizing that they're almost to the other side. So let's get into it. Stage 1, I call uninformed optimism. This is the stage where you have an idea. And then let's use an example of business and personal. For business, you have an idea, and it's a great idea. You just know that this is life-changing. It's a proof of concept you've seen someone else do. It's going to make you so much money, and you're so excited about it. And it's just like, I think this is a great idea, and I'm going to rock it. And that's that feeling that you sit in. On the personal side of things, maybe it's you saw a new breed of dog and you really want a puppy. I'm going to say a Doberman because I kind of want one. So you see a Doberman, you're like, wow, they're couch potatoes. They're very sweet, but they look, fierce. So people will stay away from them. And so you really, really want this puppy. Stage 2 is informed pessimism. This in business is the part where you're like, you're getting started. Maybe you've created an LLC, maybe you've picked out a name, you've created a website, you've done all the fun stuff. And now you're like, how do I get clients? How do I streamline the manufacturing? How do I do this, that, and the other? And you're just learning that you can't snap your fingers and achieve your goal. You have to put in the work, the blood, sweat, and the tears. And the fact that you have to do that is a little bit sad. You're like, oh, this sucks, but it's still worth it. You still have the drive to do it. You're just like coming down to earth a little bit and realizing that you can't snap your fingers and make it happen. For the puppy example, informed pessimism might be like, oh, I can't just get the puppy. I also need to get a crate and a bowl and an inside bowl and an outside bowl and a leash and puppy pads and yada, 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 toys, mind puzzles to keep them stimulated and so they don't tear up your couch. You're like, oh my gosh, there's so much I have to do to make this puppy happy, but it's still worth it. I still want this puppy. So there's your personal example. As you're getting the materials for the puppy, as you're getting connected to the resources you need for your business, you might find yourself getting into what I affectionately title the Valley of Despair. This is stage 3. This is the stage of growth that feels the worst. It also can be the longest stretch, and this is where most people will just give up. An example of what this looks like in your business could be you have been putting out ads, you're paying money to try and get your product out there, and no one's buying. You have no traction on your website. You have only friends and family have purchased from you. Your ads aren't working. You don't know what's going on. And you're starting to feel like you made a huge mistake because nobody wants to buy what you're selling. And you've already spent all this money. And a lot of people quit here because they feel like they need to get ahead of their failure. And, well, I've already lost so much money. I need to protect myself now. And that's not always the case. It's very seldom the case. I have met a few people who I have advised to like jump ship. But in all of my time, it's literally been like 2 people in 5 years, hundreds of clients, and like maybe 2 people have I been like, you should really consider jumping ship. So but it feels so bad. And you in that mindset can convince yourself of anything. But I think what ends up happening is, or what's important to remember is that in this valley of despair, it is just like focusing, like testing, failing, finding what works. And the only way to find what works is to keep working at it. If this ad isn't working, tweak the ad. If you need to hire someone to do marketing, hire someone to do marketing. If whatever, you figure it out. If you keep pushing through this, you will get to the other side. And going back to the puppy example, you got the puppy. You bought all the toys, you bought all the crate, the puppy pads, the leash, you're doing everything. You've developed a schedule. But the puppy is peeing on the carpet every night. Doesn't matter what you do. He's howling at the moon every night because he's in his crate and you're trying to crate train him and he will not be quiet and you're not getting any sleep. He's chewing up your furniture, even though you've put the peanut butter in the Kong toy and like given it to him, and it doesn't matter. He's still ruining your furniture, ruining your carpets, and ruining your sleep routine. And you're like, wow, what did I get myself into? I, probably shouldn't have gotten this type of dog. Maybe it doesn't fit my lifestyle or whatever.
Hey gals, if you love what you're hearing and you want to get more involved, because trust me, I love Go Getter Gals. I'm obsessed with it. If you love this podcast as much as we do, all you have to do is go on our Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and we're under Go-Getter Gals. We are going to have all of our episodes on the podcast link on our website at go-gettergals.com. Thank you for allowing me to interrupt for just a second. We look forward to continuing to help you grow. Without further ado, here's the Go Getter Gals podcast.
If you push through these trials during the valley of despair, if you continue to stay consistent with puppy training, if you continue iteration after iteration of your marketing and sales or whatever thing you need to push forward in your business, if you push through this, you will get to stage 4. It's not will you, won't you? You will get to stage 4 if you keep pushing. Sometimes it's a matter of testing, sometimes it's a matter of time. But if you can stay in the valley long enough to get to the other side, you will see stage 4, which is informed optimism. So informed optimism is the part where things start to feel successful. You have found what works and you are repeating that. You are making money. You are making a name for yourself. Things are running smoothly. Your puppy is now potty trained. You have reupholstered the couch and no incidents. You don't have any issues with your puppy anymore. Things are starting to feel fun. Your business is making money. These are the things that you start to feel like I did the right thing and now I'm winning. And this is the stage where most people need to focus on strategy for scaling. This is the beginning stage of a successful business, is actually stage 4 of growth in this endeavor. And then what you end up doing is to get to stage 5, which is success and fulfillment, your ideal life. In order to get to stage 5, you have to identify what that is, what that looks like, how that's different from your uninformed optimism, stage 1. And you have to scale your business to that point. So, a lot of times, as an example, in business, stage 5 looks like someone who is very hands off in their business that makes a lot of money. So, they are just kind of maybe in their business about 15 hours a week. Their business makes enough money that it pays them a paycheck of, 6 figures a year. And they also have employees that are running things. Maybe they're considering expanding their location, whatever that looks like, or expanding their product line or whatever. At stage 5, when you're implementing those things, stage 4 would be here and stage 5 would be here. So stage 4 is here, but the valley of despair was way down here. So you're feeling really good here at stage 4. And this is the part where there is another episode on the Go Getter Gals podcast where I talk about strategies for scaling. And if you're in stage 4 of your business right now, where you're feeling good that things are actually working, but you're not where you want to be, go listen to that episode, because that's going to show you how to get from stage 4 to stage 5. And again, with the puppy example, stage 4, the puppy's not damaging your property anymore. You're getting a full night's sleep, and that feels good. But now you want to be able to take that dog to a dog show, or do some sort of daily exercise outside with that dog. Like maybe you're riding your bike and he's running, or you want to train that dog to do some great feat, like be a protection dog. And if that's the case, then you have to figure out how to get from the dog behaves and isn't damaging any property to this vision that you had for the dog when you purchased it or when you adopted it. So I hope that gives a really clear example. I know this episode's a little bit shorter, but I really wanted to dedicate an entire episode to this mindset of the 5 stages of growth, because I think it's really important to identify each stage that you're in and be able to recognize it by those titles of like, this is the greatest thing, the greatest idea I've ever had in stage 1, to, oh, wow, this is going to be a lot of work, but I'm still going to do it because it's still a great idea in stage 2, to, oh my God, what have I done? I'm failing at everything in stage 3, to, wow, I have this thing figured out in stage 4 and beyond. As always, you can find me at the Go Getter Gal meetings, and I encourage you to come and be a part of Go Getter Gals and have these types of conversations. I know so many people are in the valley of despair. So many people are at the beginning stages of stage 4, and it really helps to have these conversations with other people and to know that you're not alone. Come and join our meetings. Thank you for listening to the Go Getter Gal podcast. See you next time, gals. Thank you for listening to the Go Getter Gal podcast. All of the information for this episode can be found in the show notes. Make sure that you go and like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as subscribe to us on YouTube. And to find the latest episodes of the Go Getter Gal podcast, you can visit our website at go-gettergals.com. See you next time.